Gotta get some lotion. Your little girl looking a little pale over here, aka a little ashy. Let me know how y'all doing. Grab your natal chart, grab a pen and paper. I'm going to talk briefly. Okay, so I'm here with some solar essential mood oil cream thingamajiggy, my friend. It's called Earth to Anxiety. Could y'all even see it? It's green. What? I'm trying to work on this light because I know sometimes I have a lot of light. So now it's not focusing. There it goes. Grab your natal chart. Grab a pen and paper. Like I said, I'm going to give you guys some dates. We're going to talk about the retrogrades, how August is going to be a time for you to slow the fuck down, first and foremost, okay? Whether if you started the year in January or you started the year in March 21st, my apologies, during the equinox. Give gratitude. So much has transpired for us. Give gratitude. August, whether you want to go against the currency or actually sit the fuck down, we're still going to benefit from it. We have, first of all, welcome to the channel. My name is Miladies. Here at Galactic Hood Buddha, I am your spirit shifter here, guiding you on your journey towards self-awareness, waking you up, initiating your beginnings so that you can continue on your journey. You may be here for a while, you may not. You may tap in, tap out. I talk about many different things, but most importantly, I enjoy talking about astrology. And we have a lot going on, right? I'm always going to say we have a lot going on because it is. The main important thing for astrology is to know what part of your natal chart do these aspects fall on so that you can be able to know what area of your life to focus on. There's always a lot of information on the internet, Venus, this, that, third, and then you just get all confused about what the fuck am I supposed to be working on, right? So write shit down, right? Like, I have so many notes about so many different things, and the main important thing is to write it down. Get a notebook that says, I love myself. This is my self journey. I'm going to discover what the fuck all of this shit means for me. I hear what it's saying for the collective, but what does it mean for me? All right. So with that being said, y'all know I get a little hype. I don't know. Sometimes I'll be beating on my body. All right. So first and foremost, you guys already know that there's a 40% off for your natal chart. The reason why I'm doing this is your natal chart is important. Once you get a glimpse of what your natal chart is and how to navigate that, you'll be able to add on the transit. Our goal is to understand what's happening now and how it's affecting our natal chart and how we can use that to move forward. Small example, Venus is retrograding in my 8th house, which has to do with resources with others and a bunch of other things, because I have a Venus retrograde video, so y'all go watch that, right? So with that being said, since it's transiting in my 8th house, when it comes to Venus, that is what I'm supposed to be focusing on. That is all. I'm not supposed to be focusing on, the 8th house is about materials as well. It's about emotions. So those are the things that I'm focusing on: materials, emotions, self-worth, with others, because now it's in the 8th house, so I'm sharing it with others. It's not just me focusing on myself. Your Venus could be in your 2nd house, and it's just talking about you focusing on yourself, and here you are focusing on other people. You see what I mean? So it's important for you to know where these aspects fall in your chart. So I have that 40% off. check it down below so you can have that. It's a video that you have for a lifetime, and you can keep tapping into it. Sometimes I even give a 2-hour video of your natal chart because it's popping, but I could do it in 30 minutes. We have the astrology group, so you can get to learn a little bit more about these aspects. I talk about it. I give you guys small keywords so that you can understand. But at the same time, with the group, I dive in deeper and share more knowledge as well so that you can, again, share this knowledge with your friends and your family so that you can begin to create that group around you that supports you with ease on your path or wherever the fuck you want to go in life, whatever you desire. Okay, we cursing a lot today, huh? Every day. Okay, so, and then also for those of you who are part of the Reiki box, we have the Reiki box coming up for August is going to be focused on the crown chakra. I have an article that I'll list below in regards to what the crown chakra is, tips on the crown chakra, how to know when it's balanced and imbalanced and things like that. I wrote it this morning and dropped it this morning so you guys can see that. And then also remember that I also have counseling as well as meditation, private meditation, private yoga. Everything is focused on just you. I used to do a lot of group things, and now Spirit is like, that's it, individually. So one soul at a time. And I'm cool with that because that one soul that comes does a ripple effect to many souls in their personal life and journey. So I'm okay with it. Y'all remember when I used to work for the Parks Department? Okay, so with that being said, let's start the month off knowing that it's going to be split into two. We're stepping in August with Leo energy and ending it with Virgo energy. Leo energy, think about it, fiery. It doesn't budge. It's fixed. It's a sign that when it sets its heart on something, it sets its heart on something, and that is all, right? And in addition to that, it looks for security. It's based on identity. All fire signs are based on identity. Aries, identity. Sagittarius, knowledge, identity of knowledge, right? So with that, finding yourself. With that being said, the first half of the month is going to feel that way. It's going to feel you're going to have this. If you've been following your own pattern, you can tell what this month does to you. Our ego is going to be skyrocket. Is a balance that comes in with whatever aspect is happening right now. Hint, hint, hint. The retrogrades. So not every year around this time there's 7 planets retrograding. Normally it happens earlier, like July or something like that, where they start accumulating. Let's talk about what that means in a minute. For the most part, the important thing for you to understand is focusing on what your heart desires. Leo focuses on the heart chakra, focuses on what do you want to see in this world? What do you want to see come into fruition? And when you find that within you, like literally go deep, you will be able to then identify what that is and bring it forward when it comes to the Virgo energy. Now, I'm wondering where the mic, am I far? Oh, shoot. Okay. We got this. All right. It's all right. Y'all know. Y'all already. Hello? Is it here? Yep. Y'all already know. We having no in sometimes. All right. So coming into the second half on the 23rd, the sun is going to move into Virgo. There's a lot of internal planets moving into Virgo already. Mercury just did it. Mars is in Virgo as well. Okay, so that does bring in more of a where we was fixed, where we was stubborn, where we didn't want to budge. We now will have the opportunity to loosen that up as a collective and get into adapting yourself to your material world, right? A lot of times people may what they will call do too much with their finances during Leo season, and then when Virgo season comes in, it's like, oh my God, look at the bills. So I'm saying it so that you don't get surprised and you continue to understand that abundance is an overflow and you have to enjoy it. So don't beat yourself up. All right. So with the sun moving into Virgo on the 23rd, it's that earth energy, that material energy, bringing things into reality, right? So whatever your heart has desired in the beginning of the month, bring that into the second half of the month so that you can be able to say, I desire to become a yoga instructor coming into Virgo season. These are the places that I'm going to research to see what qualifications you need to become a yoga instructor, what scholarships they have. And now you start taking the reality steps towards that desire of your life. So remember these things as the month moves along. So the one of the main things that's going to happen is this month we have lots of moon action as well. We'll be getting to the retrograde. Chill out. I hear you. And I gotta mind the time too. Gotta go to work. We have 2 full moons in 1 month, one on the 1st and one on the 30th. So there's a lot of closing out. And I'm gonna do my best to repeat this all the time. Full moons are completion. Something that we desired 6 months ago. It took that amount of time for us to bring it into our reality, shifting what is blocking us. And now when the full moon comes in, it's time to release it. It's time to see, did it come into fruition? How did you manage it? What did you do? All these things. So go back to your manifestations, your intentions during the new moon in Aquarius, which was on January 21st of 2023. I have to remember a lot of numbers, y'all. And what happened then? What did you want to bring into fruition? Aquarius is about the future. It's about bringing people together. It's about unity. It's connected to the planet Uranus. Despite it also being about unity, it's also about liberating yourself. Where did you decide that you needed liberation from during the new moon in Aquarius, and you requested to be shifted to a new space, to connect with new people, new friends, new environments? You asked to be liberated from some type of energy that's holding you back. Did it come into fruition now? So August 1st is bringing the opportunity for you to invite people into your desires. Who did you invite? What group did you join? How are they assisting you elevate yourself, and how are you assisting them to elevate? Never leave yourself behind from an equation when it comes to you connecting with somebody else, because we all are learning. Whether you're the conduit that's being used, or the other person is the conduit to be used, because you may have asked for a lesson and not really realize that you asked for a lesson. Because when we manifest to shift into a different reality that we desire, we're asking to see what lessons we may need to end to get to that desire. Okay, so collectively, our hopes and desires, did you add anybody to that, right? What group did you join? And there's a lot of closures when it comes to relationships, right? How are you exiting out of people's lives, and how are people exiting out of your life? How comfortable are you with that? Is it a parent? Is it a best friend? Or is it you wanting a different reality, so you remove yourself so that you can see what you want in your life to come to fruition? There's times we have to do that. And there's no shade or anything to anyone, but we all have our personal missions as well as a collective mission. And before we get to our collective, our personal mission has to be in a space of you being comfortable to share your personal mission with the collective. So there's times where you just have to be dolo for a little bit. Okay, so the challenges here when it comes to the full moon is really defining what's real and what's fake. People's words versus their action, your words versus your action, right? So there may be somebody who may be saying, or you may be saying, hey, I am going to do this, I am going to do this, and it's been 6 months and they haven't done anything. Is it time to let them go? Or you said that you was going to do something and 6 months has passed by. So that's the challenge. Like, are you going to let that go? Are you going to let the people, place, or thing go when this full moon comes in? And then also having the patience. We know, we are all aware that there's a big change happening within you, within your society, within like around you. Have the patience, right, to be able to enjoy the journey. You know you're gonna get to your destination. You did it before. It's about the journey. This is why for this month we're all going to be slowed down. The retrogrades are really going to slow us down. And that is going to be as simple as you feeling tired and not wanting to do anything. And you may be feeling like, oh no, this is just part of my everyday. I'm always tired, it's hot. But it's really the retrogrades like, yes. All right. So what are you holding on to that you would enjoy letting go? When I say enjoy, means that when that is released, you can feel a sense of pressure releasing from your shoulders, from your chest. These conversations that were heavily focused on this concern or issue is no longer in your reality. Come on, spirit. That was nice. I feel like yeah, I need to be careful. I don't want to channel. Next thing you know, I'm transforming and shit. Okay, focus. The next thing that I want us all to focus on is allowing yourself to listen to your body. The full moon is going to be in Aquarius, but it's also across from the sun, which is Leo. So it's opposing Leo. Aquarius is here. This is the full moon. This is Leo with the heart. Here I am in the future. Here I am in my feelings. Stubborn and stubborn because they're both fixed. So, I'm right here. Sorry. They're both stubborn. So by them both being stubborn, it immediately puts them in a space of going at each other in a way. So your future's like, do you see it? Do you see it? And your heart is like, wait. I really feel like this desire is going to come into fruition. And it's like, it's over. And I feel like, and it's, so bring that balance within you. What does that look like for you? Can you sit in silence for a little bit and receive messages? Can you listen to your heart? When you're around somebody and you feel some type of anxiety, do you figure out what that is? Or why is it when you're in a certain environment that happens? When I'm in a heavy environment where there's a lot of energy being transformed and transmuted and all of that, I can feel a heaviness. I have words that I use. I set my intentions before I leave the house. There's a lot of things that we can do to be able to begin to detect what energy is ours and what energy is not. There's times when we get home, and on TikTok I have a video on how to release some of that energy. When we get home, we don't take showers in the nighttime. I'm hoping that you do, but some of us may be so tired that we don't. We carry other people's energy, and how are we carrying other people's energy? You can't fucking see it. You know how you can know? It's your feelings. Oh, I feel down and out, but I wasn't like that 5 minutes ago. I digress. All right. What conversations do we all need to have with others when it comes to the friendship, when it comes to the circles that we were part of? The opposite can happen. Some of us may be joining or leaving. This is all. When we're leaving, we're going to be joining something else. And when we're joining, we left something. Ha. Ow! So with that being said, bring in compassion. Bring in your authentic truth and your voice. Before you have a conversation, and visualize. Visualize? Wow. Visualize yourself. Envision yourself having a conversation, a compassionate one, where both parties are being heard. Both parties. There may be times where you feel like you're not being heard. There may be times with the other person. I have these conversations with my siblings. We definitely have the same mindset, but deliver the messages differently, and it can cause a lot of friction. So I've learned to step back and listen, and they have been doing the same, which is okay. So for the most part, how can you have a compassionate conversation during this full moon? All right. We're going to talk about the moons and the retrogrades, and then I'll come back and speak about other things. I really want you guys to be prepared, because when you have 2 full moons in 1 month and they about completion, like, shit is about to close out. All right. And with these retrogrades, it's like, here's a chance to really decide and make a choice to let go. The next one is August 16th, the new moon in Leo. New moon in Leo. So while in the beginning of the month, things are closing out, now you have an opportunity to create something new with your heart's desire, because now you were able to understand what you let go of. You got 15 days to be like, okay, I identify what I want to do next. I identify with what my heart desires. I'm going to go be a veterinarian. And even if it takes me 6 years, I'm going to be that. And that's what my heart desires. And so it is. And for the next 6 months, I'm going to find out information about this. So when the new moon in Leo, August 16th, shows up, what intentions are you going to write down? Okay. Reminding that it's a fire energy, that it's a fixed energy. So you are setting your intentions and you are sticking with it. Like you're grounding it. Okay. Now, on the 16th, the sun is still going to be in Leo. So there's going to be a conjunction going on there. So the sun also is part of your identity. You see how it gets stronger and stronger? And there's something else prior to that's going to happen. I'll share that with you. Wish I should have, but okay. It's going to be requiring you to decide how you want to be the new you. Quién eres tú, right? It's going to give you a chance to develop your inner strength. It's still connected to your ego, but this is that healthy ego. In the past, I used to learn that you have to kill the ego. And as I continued on my journey, it's not about killing your ego, baby. You can't let go of that. Your ego is your skin. It's what protects you. It's about making friends with your ego, balancing out your ego, and feeding your ego with things that it's desiring in a way that it can be shared with compassion, that it doesn't get scared and thinks that it has to hoard things or has to trampoline over somebody to get somewhere. Get your ego in check. Right? There's a balance. So, and then also keeping in mind that Leo and the sun are based on creativity. So for the next 6 months, you're going to talk about what your heart desires. And on top of that, you're going to be able to expand your creativity should you decide and make a choice to go down that path. What will it take? All right. The challenge during that new moon is you and me, okay, steering away from drama. While you're doing all of your desires and shifting, steering away from things that are going to take you out of your train track, things that are not going to be conducive to your growth, to your spiritual growth, wherever it is that you want to go. That's going to be the challenge. So again, when we're shifting, more energy is going to come in because people, places, and things are going to feel that you no longer are pouring all of your energy over there. So then it's like, oh no, where she's going, or where he's going, or where it's going, whatever the case might be. And it begins to feel as if you have to engage in the drama or the conflict. Come into it with compassion. Ask for your spiritual team to bring, if something sparks up in front of you, ask for compassion, take a deep breath. It's going to be challenging, but it also is going to be healthy for you. Because there's times where you do have to express that side of you. Be that lion or that lioness. All right. And then again, the challenge here is the ego. Can you bring your ego to a balance? Can you speak to somebody in a conversation without throwing things in their face? Or can somebody do, when somebody does that to you, throw something in your face, can you say to yourself, I'm done, I get it? Can you do that? Can you not put hands and feet on people? Okay. And throughout all of this, where in your chart does the new moon fall in? Where in your chart does the full moons fall in, so that you can have a focus on where it's going to be at? The full moon for me is going to be in my second house. So what I have to focus on is my personal possessions, my materials. What did I ask for 6 months ago? Have I been able to bring that into fruition when it comes to my possessions and materials and things like that? And I think I have. I believe I did. I cleaned out a lot. A lot of things that I was holding on to for years, I let go of, and things like that. So where does it fall in your chart? All right. And then the last moon that I'm going to talk about is going to be the full moon in Pisces. Now, Pisces, as you will see, has Neptune and Saturn in its zodiac sign. So that there is a heavy transcending energy when it comes to our spirituality. Doesn't matter. I said spirituality, not religion. I'm going to say it again. Spirituality, not religion. Figure it out. You was a spirit before you was in a religion. So back to spirituality. The full moon in Pisces, completion. Okay. New moon was in February. What transpired for you spiritually? What did you ask? What spiritual growth did you ask for? When it comes to serving other people, did you open up yourself to still be of service to others while going through the shit that you've been going through? And I'm going to have to say yes, because I've been experiencing a lot of Pluto energies, if y'all know what that means, death and rebirth. And I've been able to process my grieving, which I'm still grieving, and still show up. I find support. I'm able to release that energy, understand, find compassion with it, and show up. Have you been able to do that, to be of service of others while you're still going through your shit? Have you been able to get to know yourself a little bit better? Have you been able to expand your creativity? So what did you tap into and empathically? Did you tap into yourself? So the full moon is August 30th. It's going to be in Pisces. Pisces is a water sign. It's based on your emotions and your soul. So while the other full moon is focused more on society and sharing with others, this one is your emotions, right? Still connecting to society, serving others, but mainly tapping from within to then bring forth. So you come up with something. As a matter of fact, I did recently a 7-day meditation challenge, I think last month, and has to do with spirituality, tapping into yourself, quieting the mind, guiding you, and then helping you become more intuitive with your self. Created that. That was cool, and I shared it. So these are the little things that is going to let us know how we're moving forward with the energies and how we've been using the energy. The main important thing is to write things down. Write it down. Okay. So, and then a deep spiritual connection. How deep did you go when it came to getting to know yourself better, getting to know people around you better, stepping back from reaction and really understanding what people are saying to you, not in the space of trauma bonding. Are we elevating each other? Are we dragging each other down? And we have to again include ourselves with other people because it's all a connection, baby. All right. And the challenge that's going to be coming with this full moon is releasing those energies that no longer serve us, those toxic situations, the environment. Because again, with Pisces being connected to Neptune, it still comes into the aspect of addiction, alcohol, drugs, eat sex, the toxic relationship that you love so much because it satisfies you in that other aspect. Are you ready to let that go? Are you ready to heal that part of you? Or begin to heal? No, I didn't say healed. We heal. And then the challenge here is being able to find trust again once this energy shakes us. It's like, who do we trust? What relationships do I get into now that one is not there to support me or that I thought was supporting me? Which is beautiful because at the beginning of the month, you already have those answers because of that Aquarius full moon. So when you get to the end of the month, having a challenge to find a stable relationship would be of a disservice to you because you followed yourself through the entire month to be able to know who is going to be there for you and who's not. Listen, you got this. Pisces is a mutable sign, is in a sign of adaptation, just like Virgo. So you're going to have the sun in Virgo and the full moon is going to be in Pisces. It's all about adapting. Adapting meaning allow yourself to flow. Allow yourself to flow through the energy of what transpired from February till now when it comes to the full moon and Pisces so that you can be able to freshen up yourself in the skills that you feel you want to bring forward now. What group do you want to serve? Maybe you can sit there and do a volunteer work and serve the hot meal space in your community. It can be helping the elderly. You don't have to tell people what the fuck you're doing, and you can still be of service. And those of you who get paid for being of service, find something else. You're getting paid for it. Donating, things like that, simple stuff. Donating your time to somebody that you can elevate is also being of service to others. So, all right, so let's get into these retrogrades so that I can get retrograde out of here. And the Lion's Gate. In between all of this, the Lion's Gate always comes up. I have information on that already. Go check it out on Buy Me a Coffee. However, the Lion's Gate is when the pyramids of Egypt and Giza aligns themselves with the star of Orion in the sky, and it opens up, which it should be opening up already. It opens up a portal, might we say, so that our energy can elevate. And it's an enormous, it's a big energy. So slow it down. It's an energy that really shifts you. Every year, the energy on 8-8, it elevates me to the next step of the spiritual journey that I have going on. 2 years ago, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I got certified as a holy Reiki fire practitioner. And that was my second certification. So tap into the 8-8 gate 3 days prior and 3 days after. Begin to release some of that energy. Begin to ask for signs. The main important thing is ask for signs. You feel lost, ask for signs. Ask to be guided to those who can guide you to where you need to be. Begin to have conversations with your spiritual team. Gather up. And maybe y'all don't call them like that, but I do. I'll be like, who want to party? All right. Gather them up. Let me know if y'all want to learn how to gather up your spiritual team, how to build conversations with I guess they don't. Somebody out there don't want me to say this because it's big. I begin to start show bad mind repellent. Yes, go get yours. I'll put in the link below. My friend, she makes this. She's also my spiritual mentor. But I guess they ain't want me to tell y'all. But I can guide y'all into building dialogue with your spiritual team to be able to receive those signs and begin to intuitively guide yourself. All right. So the 8-8 gate is very important. And I'm going to put another video out for that. Go and check it out. Yeah, I'm dropping a video tomorrow on that. I got things to do. Okay. And lastly, write this down. We're going to talk about the retrograde and what each planet it's asking you to do, right? Let's see. Where we at? I got this. Retrograde. Retrograde basically means that the planet is at a standstill. It may look like it's going backwards because we are still moving. The planet is just at a standstill, and what it's doing is revising, reflecting, recollecting, rereading, redoing, rechecking, all the rereads in the world. So we know a lot about Mercury retrograde because they overhyped it up. But I really want you guys to understand that a retrograde is needed. We move rather quickly as human beings. These energies move rather quickly. When these retrogrades are here, it helps us slow the fuck down, especially for those zodiac signs or those charts that have a lot of fire energy or have a lot of air energy. It helps us slow us down so that we can give gratitude, so that we can really sit down and say, thank you. Wow. I asked for this. I manifested this. I placed it in its intention, and boom, it came out. I have to be grateful. Go back to those people that guided you towards that journey. Go back to your spirit guides. Do some offerings. Do all of these things. If you're a business owner, what worked? What worked? What didn't work? Right? I enjoy doing 3 to 6 months trials on products and classes and see what works and what are people asking for. Right? When it comes to business owners, when it comes to self-reflection, self-love, did you really lotion your legs? All right. So each planet asks you to revise and reflect on specific areas. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tell you the planets, the zodiac sign, and when the retrograde ends. Reggaeton, like they say. When does the retrograde end? When it stops, so that you can understand how long this is going to be happening. It's So, you ready? You can find out when it starts. Majority of them already started. There's only 2 that haven't. And by the end of this month, we're going to have 7 planets and stars. Because Chiron is an asteroid star in retrograde. So again, get your paper and pen because I'm about to go. Venus in Leo until September 3rd. When you think about Venus, is your ability to attract people, your ability to attract things, your self-worth when it comes to what you love and what you value. So that's what you're revising. That's what you're looking through. And when it's in Leo, you get to see what your heart's desires. Okay? Pluto in Capricorn until October 10th. So when it comes to Pluto, when it comes to Pluto, is your transformation and the way you renew yourself. Death and rebirth. That psychic dark side of you, as well as learning how to transmute that energy and bring it into light. That bit of that destructive side of you. So when it's in Capricorn, what it's asking you is, did you take your time breaking down what you don't like about your career, what you don't like about your image when it comes to society, what you don't like about your connections to the government, what you don't like about your leadership? What is it that you shifted? What is it that you changed? How did you renew yourself during this time when it comes to society, your career, and your reputation in the world? Saturn in Pisces until November 4th. When it comes to Saturn, is what did you create? What did you bring to order when it comes to your spirituality in Pisces? What did you create? What did you bring to order? How did you, excuse me, not how. Did you make a choice? I'm shifting my words. Did you make a choice to discipline yourself? Did you make a choice to join something that's going to elevate you to that desire when it comes to your spiritual side? Neptune is also in Pisces. So my Pisces, you guys are getting hit double time. And Neptune is retrograde in Pisces until December 6th. Now, Neptune has been in Pisces since 2012. That's when everything shifted for me. I went to Mexico. When I came back, I was not the same at all. They dragged me. And this is the transformation from that Neptune and Pisces. All right, so it's going to be in retrograde until December 6th. We spoke about Neptune earlier. Is that energy to transcend that infinite side of you, that side of you that is self-reflecting, that is expressing itself, right? At the same time, looking at the whole, looking at the unity, being of service to yourself and everyone else. So when it's in Neptune, it's in its home sign, which means that the energy is even more powerful. So some of you and me, that's why I had to stop, because we've been going through a lot of transformation when it comes to our ego. That ego is transforming and is bringing in a balance. All right. So how are you going to continue to reflect on these energies when it comes to Neptune and Pisces until December 6th? Because it's going to be happening in the background. All right. Chiron just went retrograde in Aries. Is going to do that until the 26th of December. Now, Chiron has been in Aries since 2018 and has been really stomping on our ego. It's been healing. Chiron is the healer, the wounded healer. So it's showing us holistically how we can transform our ego with compassion and love And now that it's going into retrograde, it's going to challenge us again. Like, how did it feel? That new you that you pulled out when we were not in retrograde, that new identity of you. And gladly enough, it's going into retrograde, it's in retrograde because having the sun in Leo, having Mercury just leaving Leo, like all of that energy would have made our ego be extremely inflated. And so by Chiron going into retrograde, it really allows us to dial down, because Aries is a fire sign. So the fire sign ego, I ain't healing shit. Fuck that. But now it's like, how's your healing going? Oh, it's going well. Mercury is going to go retrograde in Virgo the same day the sun goes in Virgo, August 23rd, and it's going to be there until September 15th. So Mercury is going retrograde. This is the ones out there I love. Which Mercury has been so pleasant to us this year. It really has. It's been going retrograde really light. Last year, bruh. And if none of y'all noticed, I did mention this last year when I did a little bit of transit exploration. All of the Mercury retrogrades are in earth signs. So we bring in grounding to how we think, how we speak, how we learn, and also how we express ourselves and how we gain our way of reasoning. So when it comes to the retrograde, that's what you're going to be thinking about, what you're going to be doing. And then especially with the other retrogrades, by this point, you just like, So that's going to happen by the end of the month. And lastly, but not least, Uranus is in Taurus and is going to go retrograde the 28th of this month, and is going to be retrograding until the 27th of January 2024. 27th of January until 2024. Uranus in Taurus, it talks about our uniqueness, our individuality, breaking free from the limitation, our ability to break free from the limitations, and also really allowing ourselves to liberate ourselves from the self-worth that we used to think about, the people that didn't make us feel like we were worthy of the money, we were worthy of the time. Finances are going to also be at play. Taurus is material. Taurus is a fixed sign, right? So be sure during this Uranus retrograde to go back to your finances, because you also going to have Jupiter September 4th going retrograde and is in Taurus. So when it comes to that expansion that you've been getting right now, is going to be slowing down. Did you learn the lesson? Were you able to create a financial plan for yourself? Okay. And so with that being said, I do transit readings. I can provide you guys with a month ahead of what is transpiring in your chart personally, so that you can be able to use it. Go back to the video as many times as you can to navigate these energies. Yes, an accumulative of things are happening. I myself have to, which I'm coming with the bi-weeklies, still have to break it down for myself, because it's energy that's moving. It don't stop because we sleep. I guess that's all I have to say. It don't stop because we sleep, baby. So with that being said, let me do your kids too. I do natal charts for children. I service children. I do spiritually. I ensure that they stay in that area. Unlike us that we're separated, I enjoy sharing that imaginatory and keeping that area open for the child to be the best version of themselves. Children, like Grecia has said on her channel, which I'm going to put down there, children are our ancestors, and they chose you as a mother and a father to bring them back out here. They're our ancestors. So respect them. All right. I'm off this. Comment below where the retrogrades are in your chart. Let me know what you would enjoy me speaking about next. I'm going to come out with the North Nodes because that's an 18-month transit. It already started, and now it's all about how we're going to be moving with this transition. I share a lot on TikTok when it comes to astrology, and here for y'all as well. My name is Miladies. I'm off this.